You're watching Spectrum News 1. It's 12 o'clock.
Right now on Spectrum News 1, the campaign stops continue all across the state. We'll tell you where Vice President Mike Pence visits today and the latest on his Make America Great Again campaign. Also, we'll go to Lexington, where crews removed a statue in the middle of the night. We'll have reaction from the city after the Confederate Monument was brought down. And later, North Carolina health officials report the highest daily case count since March. Find out what health experts and state leaders are saying with more than 2,500 new COVID-19 cases reported in one day. Thanks for joining us on Spectrum News 1 this Friday afternoon. I'm Claudine Chalfant. Before we dive into those top stories, let's get your very latest weather on the One's forecast.
Well, temperatures are falling, kind of opposite of what we normally expect in a typical afternoon. We've seen this 67, but just after midnight, some of the warmest air we had was already early this morning. The rain's going to start to move out. Those temperatures will continue to drop as that colder air mass is filtering in. Now, tomorrow's high is not going to be cold, but tomorrow morning will certainly be chilly. Temperatures will be running about 10 degrees below average. It will be a beautiful fall day, though, with plenty of sunshine. Our overnight lows, looking how cold they're getting. 39 is what we drop to tonight. That's what you can expect out the door Saturday morning. And then Sunday morning could even be a degree colder at 38. Still a chill in the air Monday morning at 45, and then Tuesday and Wednesday morning low 50s, so we call that comfortably cool. The rest of the day stays pretty cloudy, but we will quickly clear out as drier air and colder air moves through tonight. Certainly a chill to start tomorrow morning, although we will have plenty of sunshine. More in your 3-day forecast in 10 minutes.
It's a soggy start to the day in Selma, where Vice President Mike Pence is scheduled to make a stop today. The Vice President is scheduled to land in the Tar Heel State a little later this afternoon. Right now, let's go live to Spectrum News 1 reporter David Ivey in Selma right now to tell us more. Hi, David. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you and everybody. And as you indicated, yes, we've been getting rain off and on here at Selma pretty much since the morning. I'm going to step out of the way for just a minute and let my good friend and video journalist Ray Duffy kind of show you we've already got some people already in line to see the Vice President in light of the rain. And like I say, it's been coming off and on all morning. Sometimes it stops raining, and like right now, we're just starting to get some more rain. But folks are still out here. So let's talk about the enthusiasm. We have joining us Kate Smith from Dunn. Kate, it's pouring down rain. Tell me what's brought you out here today.
Well, my husband and I are here. This is a big election to us. We recently got married, so in the next 4 years, we're looking at starting a family, and it really is going to matter. So we want to educate ourselves. We're leaving here and going straight to the polls, and we're excited about hearing what the Vice President has to say.
Are you wanting to hear anything specifically about him?
Yeah, so I want to hear their tax plan and how we continue to deal with COVID. My husband and I are both independent contractors. We work for ourselves, so the taxes really matter to our economy and how we will run our family in the next 4 years. So I want to hear that specifically.
Good luck to you, Kate. Hopefully you'll stay dry like we're all trying to do. They've told us that they had hoped to get about 700 people out here, but with the rain, that may cut down on the number some. The Vice President is expected to arrive here in Selma at the farm on 95, roughly around 2:30. So we'll be here, and we'll basically bring that to you when it happens this afternoon. Reporting from Selma, I'm David Ivey for Spectrum News 1.
All right, David, thank you. We'll check in with you a little bit later. We also have an update for you live this afternoon. The Confederate Monument that brought controversy to Lexington in recent years is no longer standing today. Spectrum News 1 reporter Courtney Wallen joins us now live to bring us the very latest in what happened overnight and today. Hi, Courtney.
Hi, Claudine. So the statue stood right here for over 115 years, but it's no longer there. The only thing that's left is its base and some flowers that people have been dropping off here throughout the day. So crews removed the statue overnight, and that's after Thursday's hearing where a judge granted permission to the city of Lexington to remove the statue. The United Daughters of the Confederacy, the group that owns the monument, were in favor of the statue's removal. The group agreed to pay for the removal as well as the delivery and storage costs. But there were mixed reactions from residents in the city, but a woman we spoke with says she's relieved to see the statue no longer stands.
It has been a long time coming. Many people in this community has felt that this statue needed to be gone a long time ago.
Since George Floyd's death in late May of this year, nearly 20 Confederate monuments have been removed across the state of North Carolina. So that ranks us second in the most removals across the nation, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. In Lexington, Courtney Wallen, Spectrum News 1.
The superintendent of Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools is resigning. The district made that announcement about Angela Hairston's decision last night. She took on the role in September of last year and became the first black superintendent in the district's history. She wrote in a statement she's accepted an opportunity that is dear to her heart at another school district, but she's not releasing details just yet. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools plans to hold a news conference about her resignation and their next steps this afternoon. The district also says this will not change its phased reopening plan. Greensboro City Hall will stay closed today after an employee tested positive for COVID-19. The city says that positive case is related to a contractor working in the Melvin Municipal Office building. It is set to open at 8 o'clock Monday morning, though, after it is deep cleaned and sanitized. If you are worried about potential exposure, you can call the Guilford County Health Department at this number. It is 336-641-7777. To find your nearest testing center, you can visit our website, SpectrumLocalNews.com. In today's Voices for Change, we want to introduce you to Rashad Galloway, a UNC Chapel Hill student who started his activism at a very young age. He shares his ties to the NAACP and why he continues to fight for change.
The moment I would say I decided to be a voice for change actually started when I was a lot younger. So my grandfather was the president of the NAACP in Reedsville, North Carolina, which is where I'm from. So I've been involved in political activism really since I was super young. But more recently, I would say I was involved was just doing research on what was going on in my own city of Reedsville. I knew that I didn't know much about the city. I was a three-sport athlete. I won Reedsville on my chest on several different occasions, and I realized I didn't know much about my city. And upon doing further research, I realized that, our city didn't have such great beginnings. It was actually named after Reuben Reed and his son, Governor David S. Reed, and the Reed family. And they actually were slave owners, and they owned a 700-acre plantation, which encompassed a lot of Reedsville. And so after doing more research, I even came to the realization that Governor David S. Reed was a board of trustee here at UNC Chapel Hill. And, at that moment, it was just full circle for me, like understanding why the current board of trustees was making legislation the way that they were. And more specifically, they put in a moratorium in 2015 to stop all the renaming of any buildings and monuments and structures on campus at UNC. After doing more research on the people who these buildings were named after, it was an even bigger slap in the face. Most of them had ties to white supremacy and slavery. So a time that I witnessed or experienced racism actually happened on my second weekend of my freshman year here at UNC. I was actually with one of my friends who was a senior here at the time, and he was a part of a fraternity that was in the interfraternal council here, which are predominantly white fraternities, and he himself was actually a person of color. And so we actually went into one of the fraternities here that was on Big Frat Court, which is the main area with the largest fraternities that we have here on campus. We were also the only two people of color in the entire fraternity house. There was no one else, remotely of color there. And so this guy actually inside came up to us and asked us, what are y'all doing here? He really just got an attitude with us and kept asking us who was there, who we knew there, do y'all know any more brothers? And, it just got to the point where, we were just looking at each other like, why are we even here? And literally at that moment, he was like, y'all need to leave, y'all need to go. And, we promptly got our stuff and, walked out. So I would say what gives me hope for the future is seeing people that are not necessarily associated with these oppressed or marginalized groups actually speaking up for them. Seeing people that, might not necessarily look like me, and, it's not just about issues of race, again, gender, being a part of the LGBTQ community, there's several different issues that, students on our campus deal with. And so, just seeing people outside of those groups come in and try to help them make change, it just, speaks to the change that is going to come. So.
We would love to have your voice in the conversation as well. So if you know someone who is a voice for change, tell us about them. You can do so at our website, spectrumlocalnews.com. Click on the Around tab at the top of the page. Then you'll find a link for Voices for Change and the submission form for you to fill out. It is Friday afternoon. Let's head to the Weather on the One's Forecast Center to get a check of your current conditions.
Hopefully you're having a nice Friday. Not the prettiest day we've had so far this week. Some of us saw rain, some of us seeing blue skies. So kind of a range across the area for today. Here's what we can expect over the next couple of hours. Clouds will start to clear and temperatures will be turning cold. 59 at 4, 54 at 7, 50 at 10 o'clock. By the time we get through the overnight hours, dropping to the 40s, and I do think most of us will drop into the upper 30s for a cold start out the door tomorrow morning. Which makes me think back to our average first fall freeze. It's been probably about a year since I've showed this graphic, and it shows statewide here. So of course the mountains, the first to see that first fall freeze on average, October 15th. So we are right around the time, and the mountains will see possibly some frost and freeze as we head into the weekend. Now for our general area, we're anywhere from October 21st to October 31st. So wouldn't surprise me if we get another strong cold front that could bring us some freezing temperatures as we head throughout the next couple weeks. And then of course along the coast, takes a little longer to see those freezing temps. So yeah, we're talking about the 30s tonight, but kind of on par for what we expect this time of year heading into late October. If you are heading to the mountains, definitely pack the jacket. 51 on Saturday, 56 on Sunday. If you're heading to the beach, quite the difference. Still feeling pleasant, 72 on Saturday and 76 on Sunday. So the rain moving out statewide, which is the good news, and we'll see a dry weekend ahead. We will be cold tonight, down to the 30s and then 60 as we head into Saturday afternoon. 30s again for Saturday night, and then 60s again for Sunday afternoon. And then we'll be back to the 40s for Sunday night with a high of 70 by Monday. So we will notice that gradual warming trend as we head into the work week and school week. We'll have a closer look at what we can expect in our 7-day forecast, plus a tropical update coming up 21 after the hour.
We cannot let weariness and frustration win out. Wearing masks and being careful are more important than ever.
North Carolina sees its highest daily report for COVID-19 cases. We'll bring you the message from state leaders and experts as we move into the colder months. And then later we'll go in depth with a North Carolina nonprofit that helps children receive life-changing medical procedures. Find out how the pandemic has impacted them and how you at home can help out. Stay with us.